Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody. I want to tell you about an author. His name is Patrick Lencioni. He wrote a book called The Ideal Team Player. And what's significant about The Ideal Team Player is that Patrick has spent over 30 years as a corporate consultant in hundreds of different companies. And what he went in to do was to study the companies that were operating at a high level, profitable company culture, retention. People wanted to be there. People wanted to you get a lot of candidates who want to work there. People stay there. People grow there. And the company is just a win-win all the way around for the for the employees as well as the leadership and the ownership. And what he found was that after 30 years of doing this is that there were the ideal. A company is made up of what, Adrienne? Just one big kahuna running it all, or individuals?
People.
Yeah.
There's people.
And so the small parts all made up the whole. And so not the small part, but the significant parts are the people that are part of it. And so this ideal team player, 3 traits that they're looking for. You got to be humble, you got to be hungry, and you got to be smart. The good thing about this training is it teaches you how to be an ideal, fill in the blank for the word team, ideal team player.
An ideal person.
Ideal significant other, ideal leader or part of your church or nonprofit or any other organizations, your family. It just teaches you how to be a good person. And like we say, success is like an orange, Adrienne. When you squeeze an orange at work, what comes out?
Orange juice.
And when you squeeze it at home, what comes out?
Orange juice.
So success is just like an orange. The things that you learn at work, you don't go be home and be a butthead. Mm-hmm. You hopefully be that better version of you with your family. So here's the shout out to the people out there. Mm-hmm. If you have a company, it's the first part of the year. What I do is I go in and do a 1-hour training. I did one just yesterday for City Councilman Augie Toba and his team. They felt it was very helpful. I went over there to City Hall, Honolulu Hale, and we met in the multi-purpose room. They had a good time. They learned something. And when you're having a good time and learning something, what is that, Adrienne?
That is edutainment.
Edutainment. And again, what are the 3 attributes of ideal team player?
Humble, hungry, and smart.
So if somebody wants to have us come out and do this 1-hour training, we don't charge anything. It's just we're coming from contribution. What they got to do that?
Just give us a call at 799-9596 or email info@teamlally.com.
Yeah, and that's for The Ideal Team Player by Patrick Lencioni. A lot of people don't know that book because that was a subsequent book, but the book that people do know is which one, Adrienne?
That would be The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. 5
Dysfunctions of a Team. And what's the good news about that book? What should you do with that book?
Read it.
Read it. Then what? And then go to a movie after that? What do you do with it after that?
I would say read it together.
Yeah.
With your team and discuss, create maybe a little book club.
Yeah. And speaking of someone that is running an ideal team, the ideal team that he's running is the property management team, and everybody over there in Cleveland Duke is humble, hungry, and smart. And what team is that with, Adrienne?
That would be with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Yep.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Excellent.
So, got an easy one. We're going to talk about having adequate parking.
Yeah.
And, the first questions I ask is, where's your property located? Can I have the address? And how many parking spaces do you have? Because that will determine your asking price range right there. If you don't have any parking in today's rental market, Hawaii Pacific can't even manage you. It's just so difficult to have a place that doesn't have any parking. So a lot of times, we have our property managers have to go visit the unit, or people have to go make repairs, and they got to park in a spot somewhere. They can't just park on the street.
Yeah.
So if we don't have parking for even the people that are servicing the unit, then it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we recommend, is that you have adequate parking. So, I get these houses that have 4-bedroom, 1 bath, 1 parking. So difficult
to
find. Yeah, and people want top dollar with that.
Yeah.
So.
And what's been because you guys didn't just like wake up, you didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn and say, you know what, we shouldn't take rentals without parking. Well, you had direct experience with this, right?
We've had 16 years of experience trying to maneuver through not having any parking to having parking. And, you know, the units just sit on the market.
Yeah.
So it doesn't do anybody any good not to have a tenant in there.
Yeah.
And it's just too difficult for my staff, my team, my service people to service the units that don't have any parking either.
Yeah.
So we've just made it, you know, a thing, like 5 years ago, that we're not going to take any units that don't have adequate parking.
Yeah, you know what's cool, Duke? You just did a rental analysis for people who are thinking about buying
an investment
properties without parking. And the analysis is, don't do it.
Who's going to manage them? You know, that's the other side of the coin. Well, it's so difficult to find a tenant in this market, and it's so difficult to find a good tenant that'll stay and pay their rent on time. So that's why we have the rent guarantee, the eviction guarantee, and the communication guarantee to help owners make up their mind in choosing a property manager. Yeah. Because if I just do that, it already wipes out half the competition. Yeah. And, you know, some people are deciding between 8% and 10%. That has nothing to do with the quality of the property manager you're choosing. Yeah. So, you know, if you're trying to dictate a property manager based on your asking price, not their asking price, you're going to be very surprised with what you get in the long term.
Well, and I think you guys have proven it because you have clients who've gone and then come back that you get what you pay for.
We've had at least 16 owners leave and come back. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the clientele of Hawaii Pacific Property Management, they get more than what they pay for. Yeah. Because you guys definitely exceed the expectations.
Well, and we know this for a fact because they'll leave and come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, we have made mistakes in the past and we have paid for them. Yeah. And we admit them. We just take care of them and then we move forward. Yeah. So it's just easier because this is a local market. People remember stuff. And they say, hey, remember that? And I said, yeah, and I paid you for it, right? Yeah. And I go, yeah, you're right, you did. So let's move forward. So I've had conversations with owners about mistakes that we have made, and we have owned up to it. And so we've moved past that, I would say, most of the time.
And you've learned from it, sounds like.
Of course.
Yep.
Duke, I wanted to beg upon you one more piece of advice. This is for because you've taken them over from these people, and the people I'm talking about is the fur babies. The for rent by owners, the furbos. What's the big mistake that for rent by owners do besides managing it themselves? But when you take these over, what do you find that their big mistake they've been doing all this time?
You know what's really surprising is for rent by owners don't take good care of their own houses. Wow. When we go in there and we do walkthroughs with them, we're like, when was the last time you did a walkthrough of your own unit? Yeah. And they go, oh no, we've never done a walkthrough of the unit. Yeah. And so walking through of the unit is so important in the upkeep, maintenance, and ongoing your relationship with your tenant. Yeah. So that they know that somebody's going to be checking on behalf of the owner. Yeah. I don't get it. So these owners live on the mainland, they come once a year, they walk through their units sometimes, or they just look for another tenant when the tenant moves out. And they have their friends or family member go and do the move out. Mm-hmm. No property condition form, no, formal checkout. It's just a mismatch. And, there are some people who survive by that and live by that. And that's fine and well. But if you want a professional, because a lot of the tenants will walk in there and go, oh no, we don't want to be managed by the owner who lives off island. Yeah. And they tell us that. Tenants
besides being illegal.
Yeah, and then they just leave it be. Yeah. And the tenants have to fend for themselves. So if you're the tenant that's going to walk in there, you're a handyman, you can do all those things, you can fix your own stuff, then that's great. Yeah. But for most of our tenants, it's not going to work.
Well, it's like showing up for brain surgery and like telling the surgeon, nah, I got this.
I got this.
No, we want to let the professionals.
I saw it on TV.
Yeah, we want to let the professionals do what they do. And I tell you, if I had to guess, I mean, obviously this is anecdotal that these for rent by owners are probably 15, 20% below market. So they would have made more money by having you guys professionally manage it because you would have kept up with the current market rate for rent.
They're not keeping up with that market rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, too, they're not making their yearly fixes on their own house.
To maintain it.
So,
upkeep.
Yeah, because they only come in for a week to find another tenant. And then they walk through the house. They're like, hey, how come this curtain rod isn't replaced? Or how come the shower handle's broken off and stuff like that? We walk through the units and we're like, we cannot rent that unless I fix that shower.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, just fix it, but charge the tenant. We're like, you cannot just charge the tenant when they're moving in.
We call that deferred maintenance. You know, like your brother-in-law who no work out and overeats a lot and he's all out of shape. He has deferred maintenance.
Well, and I think the other thing that we've not talked about is the Hawaii tenant landlord code.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
And how that code favors the tenant.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
You only find out about why it favors the tenant when you go to court. So if you ever want to learn about the landlord-tenant code in the state of Hawaii, go to court. Go to small claims court and find out that you're a 60-40 favorite to lose.
Yeah. We call it the Korean experience because you're going to be in deep kimchi.
Yeah, even if you're right,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Correct. And you're gonna have to pay court costs and legal fees for the losing part, for the winning party.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, why did I just do this?
Yeah.
And I tell people, do not make me pay for your lawn through the tenant's rent.
Yeah.
You know, just pay for it yourself and let's take care of the lawn.
Yeah.
Don't force the tenant to take care of their own lawn.
Yeah, that's a big one too. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Landscaping is expensive.
Well, we always appreciate you being on the show to be doing the Scared Straight for rent by owners or people thinking about investing in properties.
Scared Straight. There you go.
Yeah. And showing them the easier way. Just let Duke and his team take care of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Duke.
Thanks, Duke.
445-9223. Thank you.
Yeah, give Duke a call. And I just want to say, my two properties, I couldn't even tell you. Well, I know what they look like because I get pictures when they go do the walkthrough.
But they do the walkthrough.
I don't know the tenants. The money shows up on my checking account. That's all I know. And they take care of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Duke.
All right. So that's Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Yes. You
can find him on our website under the Experts We Trust. He's got quite a few videos there. And
you know, one of the things I want to tell you sellers out there, you're thinking about selling your property. We will actually, part of our consultation, we're going to see if you shouldn't be selling your property.
We'll do a rental analysis.
Look at other ways to get money out of that property, to buy your up, down, sideways property, and stick a renter in there, keep the income, or and all of those things. Because we had a consultation with our good friends, Christy and Brian, and our seller's consultation was, don't sell your home.
Yeah, let's figure out another way to
get you into the other home without selling your home.
Yes.
So if you'd like to sit down with us so we can tell you how you can keep your home.
If that's what you want.
As a strategy.
Yes.
And then we'll sit down with you and all that. But, I mean, who doesn't want to keep the home they're in and have an investment property? Maybe somebody got hit on the head with a coconut? No. So... But if it's not possible, we'll tell you that too, and we're going to be honest and give you the straight skinny.
We'll give you all the numbers.
Speaking of someone that gives you the straight skinny, we got who, Adrienne?
We have Todd from the LoanDepot.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, Adrienne and Attilio.
What you got for us? Yeah, what you got for us this week?
So today's tip of the week. So you guys are talking about, keeping someone in the home.
Yeah.
And today's topic is reverse mortgages.
Okay.
Now, reverse mortgages, I think, over the years has gotten kind of a bad rap. And I think that's predominantly due to, some unscrupulous lenders taking advantage of the elderly. Typically, for a reverse mortgage, for a reverse mortgage, you typically need to be 62 years of age or older. So that demographic sometimes gets taken advantage of due to their, I don't want to say it in negative, but maybe sometimes their diminished capacity and things of that nature.
Yeah, so we hear about the elder abuse type scenarios. But
people taking advantage.
But do tell us more. Well,
I believe reverse mortgages has its place, and if it's used in a correct manner, can benefit a lot of homeowners out there.
Yeah.
And especially in Hawaii, since a lot of people are equity rich and cash poor. You know, where they have maybe a little or no mortgage on a property, and the value in, especially in real estate in Hawaii, is high.
Yeah.
So but because they're retired, they're on fixed income, and you know, might be in a position where they can't get a job or work, so their income is limited to whatever they already have set up.
Yeah.
So a reverse mortgage, once again, is typically for those that are 62 years of age or older that have little or no liens against the property. And one of the benefits is that they have reverse mortgages has a flexible payment plan. You can get a lump sum payment, you could get a monthly payment, or you could get a line of credit, or you could get a combination of those options.
Yeah.
And so for someone who's on limited income that has a lot of equity in their property, but just not enough money to live the lifestyle they want, or maybe just to even live the minimal lifestyle because maybe Social Security is not enough or the pension is not enough, the reverse mortgage gives them access to funds while they're alive today instead of selling the home and to get the money.
Yeah.
Right? One of the biggest benefits of a reverse mortgage is you don't have any mortgage payments as long as you live in the home. Or it has to be your primary residence. You need to own it. It needs to be your primary residence. You need to live in it. So as long as you live in a home, you're not going to have any mortgage payments, and then you're going to have access to money. So it gives these equity-rich and cash-poor homeowners out there a chance at living a better life and being able to stay in their home.
Yeah.
So Todd, the way that I kind of look at it is, you know, like we have the home equity line of credit that is, you know, for a typical borrower that has income and can qualify. And this reverse mortgage is kind of like the same thing where you can tap into the equity in your home and, you know, again, not be so, you know, cash poor.
Well, I think a lot of times the emotional aspect of it is people, I mean, who here wants to go off to a nursing home or someplace that even if it's nice, you know, people get comfortable with homes they've been living in 30, 40, 50, 60 years.
Absolutely.
And, you know, why not stay where you're at and be comfortable there and do modifications to it? And, you know, Todd, we learned this from the Blue Zones. You know, all this age-in-place stuff may not necessarily be as helpful as we think it is. I mean, obviously, if you're debilitated and you're in a wheelchair and cannot get about, the aging in place is helpful. But in reality, when the research from all the Blue Zones is that because people didn't have chairs or they were going upstairs or they're walking around and moving around every day, you live longer. You live longer.
You got to keep moving and being agile and using those stairs.
And the reverse mortgage, so that's the psychological, physiological good news of staying in the home. But you're talking about the financial solution to stay in the home. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I think Adrienne hit it on the head. Like, people can do a home equity line of credit or a HELOC, which is tapping into the equity of the property as well. But you need enough income to qualify that, because if you tap into if you have a line of credit and you draw money off it, now you're going to have a monthly payment. Where the reverse mortgage gives you access to the line of credit, but if you draw off the line of credit, you don't have any monthly payments. So it keeps your cash flow it keeps your monthly outgoing cash flow low, and it allows you to bring in money as you need. So you can draw when you need it, you know, as a line of credit, or you can get monthly payments like I mentioned earlier. So you can set it up any way you want. There's a lot of flexibility.
It's like the retired person's home equity line of credit.
Yeah, exactly.
Only qualification is your age.
You got to have an AARP subscription. No, you don't need one subscription. You don't need be one. Maybe you got to be at McDonald's getting the coffee, hanging out with all your friends every morning. But the main thing, you know, a lot of the myths too is that a lot of people think that mom and dad, grandpa and grandma are going to get taken advantage of. There are classes, right? You have to go to a class to get educated by, I think it's like HUD.
It's a HUD counselor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to get the certificate, so you going in, knowing, understanding, maybe even have the kids around to understand what's happening. What's another myth that they're going to lose the home?
So when it comes, the reverse mortgage becomes due when you either sell the home, you move off, you no longer live in a property, or you pass away. So if you sell your home, obviously you're going to have the funds to pay off the loan. By the way, the balance of the reverse mortgage, regardless of whatever it is, if it exceeds the value of the property, there is no recourse from the lender to go after the borrowers for that, for the difference between the balance of the loan and the value of the property.
Yeah.
So in worst case scenario, you'd have to sell it, and you don't make any money off of it.
Gotcha. But you get to stay there.
Yeah.
You get to stay there. I mean, I think another big misnomer out there is like people think the lenders just want to take my house. They just want to take my home.
Yep.
And that's not really the case. All they want is their money back. So as long as if there's equity in the end and you are able, the heirs are able to refinance, whoever inherits the property has the ability to pay off the loan, whether it's through their own means or refinancing the property.
Yep.
Or in the end, if they end up selling it and splitting up the rest of the equity between the siblings, that's
they have that option.
That's also a win.
All right.
Yeah.
That's also a win. Yeah. So mom and dad get to live in a home, get to live the life. They have the financial means to live the lifestyle to support themselves. And in the end, hopefully the siblings still get some money at the end of the process.
Well, thanks, Todd, for that information. I know it can be a whole show in itself, so we'll definitely maybe have you back on to talk about it in more depth. But if people got questions, they can always give us a call.
That's right.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys.
All righty.
All right.
Yeah,
So that was Todd from the Loan Depot.
Yeah. If you got any questions on reverse mortgages, all you got to do is remember is info@teamlally.com, 799-9596. Next up, we got he is the guy that he is the agent he's the agent for Mayhem. He helps you when Mayhem comes to visit you. Who's that?
That would be Bradley Maruyama of Allstate Insurance.
Hey, Bradley.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, what you got for us this week?
So last week, we talked about that big Zephyr rate increase. And
the hurricane insurance.
We've been proactively reaching out to our insured.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you this. As we're reviewing these home and hurricane policies, we're giving people, I think a lot of people don't realize that there's options for deductibles on hurricanes. So what that means is a deductible is something you pay before a company pays for your damages.
Yes.
So for an example, you have a homeowner's policy. Your deductible is, let's just say 1%, and your structure is $500,000. You would have a $5,000 deductible.
Yeah.
So what's pretty common with hurricane is a 2% deductible. 90% of the population has a 2%. So your deductible will be $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
But some people right now in this money crunch, they're like, I want the cheapest possible premium to suffice my loan. So lenders will take up to 5%.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So there are some I've been coming across a lot of policies that have a 5% deductible. So in this case, that deductible, if the structure was $500,000, that deductible would be $25,000.
Yeah.
So if for Hurricane 1 category came through, and your roof was damaged, you probably are self-insuring your roof.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason, and my tip of the week is that sometimes for $100 to $150 more, you could entertain a 1% deductible. So instead of having a $10,000 or 2%, there is an option for 1% because not everyone is driven by premiums being cheap. What I've noticed over these phone calls over the week, some people rather have the value of knowing that, I think we're pretty likely to have a hurricane. I'd rather have the lowest possible deductible. And if it's only $172 more, I'd rather take a 1% deductible versus 2%. So, review your declaration pages. Look to see what your deductible is for hurricane, because there are some carriers that don't go any less than 5%. So, if you are interested in a lower deductible, give us a call.
So Bradley, when you're quoting these numbers, this is on a on an annual basis, not on a monthly basis.
Correct. On an annual basis, 170, 190 to go from 2 to 1%. No, that is relative based on if you're single wall, double wall, superior frame, meaning built after 2005. So it does depend what kind of rating you have. But typically, it's not much of a jump to go from 2% to 1%.
Okay, that's a,
that's
a good reminder, and make sure that you're reviewing your policy and understand what you have.
All right. Thanks, Bradley.
Thanks, Bradley.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
So that's Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance. He's on the Experts We Trust tab on teamlally.com.
Hey, we're about to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Donovan Noble of Habilitat. We'll explore the impact of Habilitat in the community and discuss how they collaborate with other service organizations.
So stay with us.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrienne, Lally, and Attilio. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs. Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. So now that the market is normalizing again, how's that going to impact home selling right now?
Sean, let's explain what a normal market is. It's when it's neither a buyer or seller market. Both buyers and sellers have equal negotiating strength and need to focus on a win-win strategy to close. We have over 7 highly successful strategies that get homes sold.
So is now the time to sell?
Sean, the best time to sell is when you need to move. Stop trying to time the market. Smart people spending a lot of money try to time the market and fail. Again, the best time to sell is always when you're ready to move.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
If you're looking for an outstanding insurance agent that will personally help you during the moment of truth, we recommend Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
So, Attilio, what do you mean by the moment of truth?
Well, the best insurance is the insurance you never have to use. But we know that's not how life works. So when life happens, you can count on Bradley and his team to exceed your expectations for your insurance needs.
Keep in mind that when buying a home, the cost of home insurance should be taken into consideration. I trust Bradley with my own personal home, so you should give him a call. Call Bradley with Allstate Insurance at 591-8016.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today is 28-year-old who triumphed over adversity, transforming a path of self-destruction into one of empowerment. He is honing his skills in sales, marketing, public relations, entertainment, event coordination, and fundraising.
He has spent 2.5 years at Habilitat and is now currently serving as Habilitat's public relations representative, a beacon of resilience and success. Please welcome today's guest, Donovan Noble.
Hey, Donovan.
Hey, Attilio. This is Donovan. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Yeah. All right. So, we got some questions for you. We have some questions for you, and I just keep repeating that over and over. Why don't we just ask Adrienne, why don't you just ask the first question already?
Well,
go ahead.
We've had Habilitat on our show over the years, several times, but we may have a listener or two that may not be familiar.
What is Habilitat?
What is Habilitat?
Donovan, could you tell us, what is Habilitat?
Absolutely. I'd love to be able to tell you, just in case there are the few that have not heard about Habilitat. It is, first off, it's an amazing organization, nonprofit organization, as well as a treatment program. We are known to be the toughest, but also most successful program in the nation. We do provide vocational training within it, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm in the sales and marketing department. Some other vocational training that we have is services where we practice a lot of construction, fencing, yard maintenance, residential maintenance, and all that. And we also even have a culinary arts department where we serve and prepare food for about over 1,000 meals a day alone.
Wow.
For a lot of different organizations.
Gotcha.
Other than that, we do a lot of basic things, learning about our core values, but the program itself is really focused in on the individual themselves and helping them to become the best version of themselves, including with the vocational training.
Yeah. I think if I were to, there's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. We actually got to see him speak and had him sign our book, and he's been doing pretty good. I hear him on podcasts and stuff like that. But his big takeaway, or my big takeaway from that book, is that if you want to have positive habits, you got to have a positive environment. And Adrienne and I have been down there to teach classes and visit, and you guys have a really extremely positive environment.
And a beautiful environment.
Yeah, right on Kaneohe Bay.
It's so nice there.
Yeah, and so with that in mind, talk about this environment that people are in.
And what's an average day like at Habilitat?
Exactly.
That honestly is a great question, but I do want to refer back to that book that you were talking about. I've seen it around here. Someone is reading it, and I've been trying to get that book for so long.
No worries. We'll bring you guys extra copies because I know we dropped off about 10 different books. I know that was one of them, but we're going to bring extra copies. Mm-hmm. Boom. Done already. Done already. I'm going to make sure. Hey,
definitely love that.
For extra copies, first of all, Donovan got to have one of the copies when we bring them off, because he brought it to our attention, and this is why you guys have it. Okay, keep going. Done already.
Hey, sorry, of course. Habilitat, we're on the Bay area of Kaneohe.
Yeah.
We literally have a beachfront property with a beautiful pier that is right now under construction. We were able to get some of the materials donated from HPM Building Supply, so thank you to them for helping us supply that material. But yeah, we're located right across the bay for the Marine Corps base, which is a beautiful spot. Mm-hmm. We do sometimes are able to go swimming in that little bay area. It's not the best spot to go swimming, I tell you, but it is the best spot for a Habilitat resident to do so because we go swimming and we clean up at the same time.
Nice. Can you guys do cannonballs?
Not yet.
It's
not that deep. We gotta keep cleaning it up.
Okay, we don't want to get the coral in your okole and you're jumping in for a cannonball. So, but that what I like about you guys, you said it best. No matter where you guys go, you're leaving it better than you found it.
That's right.
That's what you guys teach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so an average day. What's an average day look like?
Yeah, tell us.
The
you
residents
guys
of Habilitat.
What does that look like? What's the first thing you guys do when you get up in the morning?
Well, simple. The first thing that I do personally when I wake up is, oh gosh, I'm waking up. It's so early. Oh no.
Yeah.
But once I do get up, the first thing I do is I neatly make my bed. And when I mean neatly, I fold my blankets, everything. At the foot of my bed, both sides have to have a 45-degree angle, like a military cut.
Yeah.
That's the very first thing I do. And every single day, I do make other than making my bed, I also brush my teeth and shave. That's a mandatory. I have to do those things. And then we want to have breakfast, get with the family, relate, talk story, and kind of plan each other's day and see what we're going to do for the day.
Yeah.
A lot of times during the daytime, we run meetings, kind of relate with each other, teach each other what we should focus on, creating goals, setting these goals, and accomplishing those goals.
Yes.
And of course, like you said earlier, that we leave things cleaner than the way we found it. Mm-hmm. Every day here is we leave everything cleaner than the day before. We clean it multiple times a day. But generally, we clean the facility up, bathrooms, the ground, sweep the leaves, the dining room area, the kitchen area. We have multiple bathrooms, so we do clean all bathrooms. We have an upper rec area where we practice our aerobics, which is just before breakfast time. We have 2 classes of that starting at 5:30 in the morning. I myself run the 6:30 a.m. aerobics class as an instructor. Currently, though, I've been out of commission due to the fact that I smashed my finger. But, hey, I still get to practice what I've learned and get to plan out my day for when I do go back.
Gotcha.
And after doing all the cleaning, we go into some like fun activities, because one of our itineraries is where we work hard, learn hard, and then play hard. Our work hard is cleaning up. What we learn is when we run the meetings, talk with each other, and setting these goals, and something new to learn every day.
Yeah.
And then the play hard part is when we go into playing volleyball, dodgeball, baseball, watching a movie, if anything, for some of us. We don't really watch TV, so when we do, we absolutely love it. We cherish it. We value the fact of being able to watch a movie and be able to sit back and know that we're doing it with our family members, you know?
You guys have no digital distractions like phones.
No cell phones, no social media.
No social media.
Like that.
I think people are really
None of that.
Yeah.
We have a monitor screen for our vocational training, and we have a giant, this like 82-inch TV inside of our dining room that's never turned on unless it's those special things,
unless
right?
it's a movie night or something.
Or presentations or training. Yeah.
Yep. And so generally our day starts around, from majority of us, from 5 a.m. and we go to sleep from any time between 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. because we have a lot of meetings in between times, and we have, we clean up in between those times as well. And then we also are at the same time learning, and kind of we really, really get close to each other by learning about each other and noticing flaws within each other, and like, hey, this is what you could do better, and we learn that from each other. Yeah. So no matter what, throughout the day, we're learning something.
Yeah.
And giving each other feedback.
Yeah.
That's important.
How long?
A lot of that.
Yeah. How long has Habilitat been around?
Habilitat's been around for over 52 years. Actually, on the 27th of this month, we will be making 53 years.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a long time. And again...
And then how many people do you think that have come through the program in the 53 years successfully?
Yeah, if you had to guess.
Well, I know for how long I've been here, there's usually over 100 residents per year.
Wow.
That's just per year, and the amount that graduate per year, maybe like 20 to 40, and times that by 50-something is, I don't know, 200. No, it's got to be way more than 200. I'm honestly going to have to say about like, people, about 10,000, thousands of people have graduated and are successful.
And they're out there giving back in their communities too, so it's like a big multiplier.
Or they're coming back to Habilitat
to help out.
I know that a lot of the leadership that's helping to run the place is also graduates.
Yeah, and then
so all of our staff members here, almost all of our staff members here, in order to become a staff member, you have to go through the program and graduate.
Yes.
So like our executive director, our facility director, our director of operations, marketing director, and all them, they've gone through the program, graduated, and stayed on. Some of their responses would be, if you never leave, you'll never have to come back.
Yeah. There you go.
So Donovan, how have you changed since being through this Habilitat program?
Well, that's an amazing question to ask. I was actually not prepared for this question, even though I was actually just before I got on, I was trying to plan this out for the longest time.
Yeah.
The way that how do I start this off even? I never thought in my entire life that I would be nervous about doing something good for an organization or even something good for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from where my background is, you know, I've had my own choices. I never thought I'd be capable of doing certain things, doing good things in life. But since being in the program, I've accomplished so many different things. I've been able to help out with doing fundraisers, doing some public relations and all that. But from where I came from, I was on a very fast path to going nowhere, extremely fast though. You know, I was going absolutely nowhere as fast as I possibly could.
Yeah.
To now being in the program, learning about my own core values, I never thought I'd be able to know what caring for someone else or even caring for myself was, and being in the program has taught me that.
Well,
because caring for someone else's well-being also ties into my well-being.
Yeah, and it's hard to care for others when you're sinking yourself, right? So you You got that life ring called Habilitat, came to the surface, and you've been hanging out with, being in that positive environment. Talk about the and then continue on, and then so caring about others. So other than and in addition to that, what else? What else has changed in your life?
Awesome. There's actually some really big, drastic changes in my life. I went from, let's just keep it very simple in the beginning.
Yeah.
I went from being on the streets, being in jail, to where I am now have been a public relations representative, an entertainment coordinator.
Yes.
I oversee the entire fundraising department, and oversee half of our sales and marketing department. I've spearheaded some of our largest fundraising events that we have, such as our Christmas tree project.
Yep.
I've spearheaded some of those. I've spearheaded our haunted house drive-thrus.
Yes.
Our
And
online
that was very
auction.
scary. I went to that this year. It was scary. You guys terrified me and all my children.
Well, when we were interviewing people that were leaving the haunted house, the number one thing they always kept saying is, man, that haunted house scared the cash out of me, because they made lots of donations. So it's a great, if you can scare teenage girls, then you guys must be doing it good, because they don't get scared of nothing. Except when they're at the mall with no money.
No, or when you threaten
That's pretty scary.
When you threaten to take their phone away.
Or when you shut off the Wi-Fi, it's like horrors. You should have one section at the haunted house, teenagers with no Wi-Fi. That should be a scene. That would be pretty scary. But anyway.
So Donovan, you've gone from being on the streets and jail to now running all of these wonderful programs, events,
fundraising
in just 2.5 years.
Awesome.
What a turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not just that, and not just in this 2.5 years. Also, let's just go with this. I've been on the news before, right? Before coming to the program, all for the wrong thing. Trust me.
Yeah.
It was I was being looked for, and then I think it was just last year I was on the news twice for presenting Christmas trees. I'm selling Christmas tree, guys.
Nice.
Here's your Christmas tree for your house.
Yes.
And then now I'm on the radio show.
Yeah.
Talking about a program that does good.
And one more thing, you're the Jane Fonda of Habilitat. You're too young, but you don't even know who Jane Fonda is.
I have no idea who Jane Fonda is.
She was
Enlighten me.
She was a famous actress back in the 60s and 70s, but then after that, she went into teaching aerobics. She had all this aerobics tapes and the kind of socks that came
leg warmers
and all of that.
Okay, so how is he the Jane Fonda of Habilitat?
Oh, well, I think it was better than being the Richard Simmons. That's another person you probably don't even know. He's like, hey, folks, today we're going to sweat.
Oh, because he teaches part of the training in the morning.
Yeah.
That's okay.
They did the aerobics. What, you forgot? That was only 12 minutes ago we was talking about that. Okay. Anywho, speaking of Jane Fonda, so let's talk about core values.
Yes.
Talk about the core values that you guys have over there.
Well, those the core values that we have here in Habilitat are quite simple. I'm pretty sure I know for a fact everyone in the world has ever heard of it. We just don't pay too much mind to it. Here in the program, it's very huge to us. We pay a lot of attention to it.
Yes.
A lot of it has to do with our integrity, our accountability, our responsibility, some being honest, as well as accountability. Did I say accountability?
Honesty, accountability, integrity, responsibility. Those are all good. I mean, even if you just stop there, for people to be 100% committed to just the core values you've mentioned so far, what a difference that would be in their lives. Because I can tell you right now, there are parents or adults that are listening to this. Maybe they need to be part of this program, or they know some family or people close to them that they care about, and they're just not sure how to help them. You being on this show is communicating, telling your story is probably resonating with these people and saying, maybe I need to
just
go there or send my loved one there to participate in this program.
So on that note, what percentage of residential treatment is Habilitat responsible for
in the state of Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay, this number might catch you off guard, but I can guarantee you it is 100. It's accurate.
Yeah.
So For residential treatment within the state of Hawaii, we provide over 52% of residential treatment.
Wow.
That's available. So 50 over
We provide,
half.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Over half.
Yeah. So that's a big thing. I think what's important is when people hear Habilitat and you guys are calling for, hey, buy one Christmas tree, silent auction, come our haunted house.
Hey, or, you know, come do my fencing or some construction or like
catering.
hire their culinary division for catering.
Yeah. That you guys keep in mind that you guys, just the fact that you're providing that in-home counseling for all these people, residential treatment, that's a big thing because because we got to think about it. It's a person, think about yourself, Donovan. Were you out there just only affecting yourselves, or there was probably just all the people around you, right? Was not having a good experience with that old version of Donovan. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. I can see myself before, and I look at it now. I'm like, okay, I kind of almost forgot who that person was because I'm so fixated and focused on where I am today and what, like, I always ask myself every day, what can I do to do better?
Yeah.
How do I do better? Keeping myself open to providing better for myself, but also providing that better for someone else and helping them possibly.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple more questions before we wrap up the show. So how does Habilitat save taxpayers money, Donovan?
Yes.
I'm honestly super happy you asked me this question because I'm sure a lot of listeners are wondering about this too, especially after I give the number of how much is saved. I'm pretty sure everyone will be absolutely amazed by it. So we save $75 million of taxpayer monies in just the past 10 years.
Nice.
Wow.
And it may sound like a very large number, but it's that large for a reason because if you think about it, we did run some numbers for one inmate being in jail in prison for 1 year. It cost that one inmate around $79,000. And that $79,000 is coming out of taxpayer money.
Yeah.
That's only for one person.
Yeah.
And if we house about over 100 per year, that's 79,000 times 100 per year being saved.
Yeah. Not to mention all the other, unfortunately, challenges that are created, right? Just somebody, and when you're incarcerated, you're not working, you're not in the economy with a job or supporting family members or...
And then everyone at Habilitat is all working.
Yes.
And they're helping other nonprofits and just other people in the community that need their services.
Yeah, I want to circle back to it. You guys prepare meals for veterans. Is that right? That's my
that is right.
Yeah.
For the U.S. vets in Kapolei and then the U.S. vets over at the Waianae Civic Center.
So when you're supporting Habilitat, not only are you supporting the residential treatment, but you're supporting the vets that have fought for this country and allow us to have the freedoms we have today.
And then, Donovan, what other service organizations are you guys supporting besides the U.S. vets?
Yeah.
Actually, quite a few. So if you can think about every single school and sports organization on the island, we partner up with them in the way of Christmas tree sales. It's a fundraiser that we run with the schools as well as sports clubs on the island. By them signing up for our fundraiser, and anyone purchasing a Christmas tree, they just put that school or even that organization name on there.
Nice.
And not only are they supporting us, but they're supporting the school that their kid goes to or their sports club that the kid goes to.
Yeah. I think it's, we're past that time of the year where people's checkbooks and hearts are open. So we want to come to, let's remind people, keep those hearts open, keep those checkbook open. You guys take donations, right, on your website? Get one donate button.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, get donate button, in-kind donations. But the best way we like to do it is by verbal conversation. We like to know who we're talking to. We like to give people who they're talking to as well.
Here's the thing I'll put out to the business people. We talk about it all the time, but we've got to have that with them. What's in it for me? If you're a business owner out there and your business from a consumer standpoint cannot be told apart from your competition, this has been proven statistically, factually, that 96% of the time when the consumer is taking a look at two different businesses that look very similar, they're always going to want to do business with the one that's giving back to the community. So if you want to make your company more profitable, open up your hearts and your checkbooks and make a big check out to Habilitat. It's gonna help you be more successful in 24.
And even if you're not a business and you need help with different services like fencing, or any kind of like handyman kind of construction,
get one quote from them.
Yeah, get a quote from Habilitat because that work is supporting this program.
You're gonna spend that money anyway. Why not get you're gonna get one new fence and get some good karma.
That's right.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
Well, Donovan, was there anything else? We just have a couple minutes left. Was
before
there anything
we wrap
else,
it up?
That we missed or that we should have touched on before letting you go?
I maybe just one little thing about how we start off our program in our first phase, the treatment phase. We do have a very holistic approach to things, like a ho'oponopono type of approach to each other.
Yes.
It's more of a spirit, mind, and body, or soul.
Gotcha.
Spirit, mind, and body approach to each other, where we do the physical fitness. We have encounter groups where we point each other out in different things and how to better each other. That's just one of the things I like to talk about. And another one of the last big thing I want to say is that we do have a new program that we just started called Habilitat Keys to Recovery. That's basically if anyone wants to donate their car, trying to get rid of a car, as long as as long as it has a title, it doesn't have to run. It can run either one. Doesn't matter. With the title, you can still donate it and it goes to a good cause.
All right, all you people on the west side with those ugly cars sitting on the side of the road, turn that ugly car into something beautiful. Go donate it to Habilitat.
Keys to Recovery.
All right, Keys to Recovery. Thank you so much, Donovan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adrienne. Thank you, Attilio. You guys have a great one.
Yes, and I'll be out there again to teach another class and bring some more books.
That's right.
I love being over there and visiting you guys. You guys are awesome.
I can't wait. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, Donovan.
All right, thank you, Donovan.
Bye.
All right, again, that's Habilitat, and you can go check out their website, learn more about their programs.
Yes.
We'll have more information on our website about them as well.
Yeah.
And here we are at the end of our show.
Yes.
All right, so thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek with Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley with Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson of Fine Line Paintworks.
Jake with Skyta Construction Roofing and Solar.
Scott with Zero Res Hawaii.
Amphi with the Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Jeff with the Loan Depot.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
And Janice with Dreamhouse Drafting. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Yee-hoo!
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.
The preceding